I use AI tools every single day as a DevOps engineer, and the question I get asked most often is Claude or ChatGPT. Which one should I use? So I tested both on 5 real DevOps tasks: Terraform code, Azure troubleshooting, documentation, architecture, daily workflow. Each round has a winner. And at the end, a final verdict. Let's find out. 5 real tasks. Tasks I actually do every week. Round 1, writing Terraform code. Round 2, Azure troubleshooting. Round 3, technical documentation. Round 4, architecture design. Round 5, daily DevOps workflow. Same prompt. Both tools. Honest result. Let's start round 1. Round 1. Terraform code. The prompt: write an Azure AKS cluster module with node pools, managed identity, and diagnostics. ChatGPT gives you a working module fast. Clean structure, good variable names, but it misses diagnostics. It doesn't add the managed identity scope properly. You end up editing it before it's production ready. Claude gives you the full module. Diagnostics included. Managed identity scoped correctly. Variables file, outputs file, all in one response. It handles the full context without you having to ask follow-up questions. For long Terraform modules where context matters, Claude wins this round. Winner, Claude. Round 2. Azure troubleshooting. The scenario: AKS ingress returning 502, classic production issue, time sensitive. Claude gives a thorough response. It walks through possible causes systematically. Good for understanding the problem deeply. ChatGPT gives you the fix faster. Direct list. Most likely cause first. Check your backend service. Check your health probes. Check your ingress class annotation. When something is broken in production and you need an answer in 30 seconds, ChatGPT is faster to the point. Winner, ChatGPT. Round 3. Technical documentation. The prompt: create a deployment runbook for an AKS cluster release. ChatGPT gives you a decent runbook. Covers the basics. Readable. But the structure is generic. It could apply to any deployment on any platform. Claude gives you a runbook that feels like it was written by a senior engineer. Prerequisite section, step-by-step commands, rollback steps, validation checks at the end. It reads like something you'd actually hand to a team before a production release. For anything you are writing for a real team, Claude wins this without a contest. Winner, Claude. Round 4. Architecture design. The prompt: design an Azure landing zone for a 3-tier web application. Claude gives you a solid architecture. Well-structured. Correct components. Good for documentation and implementation. ChatGPT thinks wider. It asks clarifying questions about compliance requirements, regional needs, and team size before answering. It factors in things you didn't mention, and the architecture it produces covers edge cases that Claude missed in the first pass. For broad architecture thinking and asking the right questions before answering, ChatGPT edges this one. Winner, ChatGPT. Round 5. Daily DevOps workflow. This is the one that matters most. Not a single task, everything across a full day. Writing pipeline YAML, reviewing infrastructure PRS, planning sprint work, writing runbooks, drafting incident reports, learning new services. ChatGPT is great for quick lookups. A fast question gets a fast answer. But when the task is long and complex, it loses track of context mid-conversation. You end up repeating yourself. Claude holds the full context. You can paste an entire Terraform module, an error log, and a question, all in one message, and it handles all of it. For the kind of deep, structured work that DevOps engineers actually do every day, Claude is the better daily driver. Winner, Claude. Here's the full scoreboard. Terraform code, Claude. Azure troubleshooting, ChatGPT. Documentation, Claude. Architecture design, ChatGPT. Daily DevOps workflow, Claude. 3-2. Claude wins. But this scoreboard tells you something useful. Use both tools. They're not the same. ChatGPT for fast answers and broad thinking. Claude for deep work and long context. Now, the final verdict. So, which one do I actually use? Both. But if I had to pick one for serious DevOps and Azure work, and it's Claude. Long Terraform modules, complex runbooks, multi-step troubleshooting, content planning. Anything where context and depth matter, Claude handles it better. ChatGPT stays in my toolkit for quick lookups and architecture brainstorming, but Claude is my primary tool. That's my honest answer after using both every single day on real infrastructure work. If you want to see me test these tools on a real security audit, that video is coming. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 6:30 a.m. See you in the next one.